Sundays are update days now. It is 3 a.m. I have lost the power of my microphone. That makes it not sound like I'm punching my microphone every time I say the letter P. And I've got an infant right here next to me who may interrupt this update. Let's go! Okay, so this is a ton of code. I have written a ton of coding things. It's been fun. Might find it useful that I moved this starting zone all the way over here. But maybe better just show you everything that's going on in game. As you can hear, there are now background sounds, more than there was before. And when you hover over items you can interact with, it shows that below. Not many changes were made, except for entities will not be giving more than one evidence within 4-second span, and the pendulum has been completely reworked. Previously, when you use a pendulum, you just push space and it would ask a question you would hear in game. Now you have to actually type the question. At the moment, there are a few glitches and inconvenient bugs, but that is being fixed. There are now events that will happen at the ghost home's location, like for instance, flies flying around, and the special music blocks, which will play very rarely. That time we were lucky. There was supposed to be a really corny jump scare that pops up. That's okay, you guys will see that when you download the game and play it. The entity at the moment is the all entity for this game. An entity made for specifically testing. Previously the entity would exclusively wander around their homes, but now they have a habit of wandering around the entire map. Okay, apparently we're having a guest join us. Will you be quiet? I hold you. Yes? Okay. The entity will immediately snap its roaming location to any player that rings the silver bell. Will occasionally roam to its home, to random other home locations, and to the player's last known point, as I believe it did just then. Last known points are placed down when a player runs, or do any activity that will alert the entity to its exact location. Like for instance, operating heavy machinery if we have that in the future. I should have the pendulum works. Let me grab a few other tools. Let me show you how those works. Not everyone probably fully grasps this right out of the gate. R is to use flashlight. There are 3 types of flashlight: low, medium, and high. And there's a secret 4th setting: off. This is a mood stone, which will change colors if the entity crying moodstone is near. This is your spirit crystal. It will act like an EMF in other games. It will give you low brightness when you're at the entity's home location, and higher brightness if the entity is nearby. If you have an entity nearby that does require the spirit crystal as evidence, it will shine brighter and make that noise. This is the Eldrin, the weakest of the evidence and a subject of potential replacement. At the moment you place it down, and if there is an entity that requires this, it will be flipped over. Just like that. Very good way to tell whether or not it is actually flipped over and not just been thrown is to hold it in your hand, and as you can see, it still is face down in your hand. You can see why I might want to replace that. This is the silver bell. Silver bell is an incredibly active source of evidence and requires you to activate it by pressing the spacebar. And as you can see, last known position is immediately snapped to my location, and the entity should be rushing over. There it is. If an entity requires a silver bell, it will rip the bell out of your hand and yell at you. I believe the last evidence is the ruby glass. Entity requiring ruby glass as a evidence will show bright red markings on the ground. It can come in form of scratches or letters. And finally, when you're done picking all your evidence and selecting the entity you tend to get, walk over to your vehicle and click left mouse on the door to leave sight. Looks like I really have ran out of time for this evening, and those extra responsibilities I spoke of earlier are kind of popping up. And I do kind of have to get back to them. I do thank you very much for tuning into this update. I do hope to make a follow-up update.